Okay? But there's something that we have to do in your questions that you want to know more about. It has to include transformations. We're talking about reflections, rotations, dilations, all that fun stuff that we've been talking about, the math. And it has to be, also coordinate grids has to be a factor in that. Okay? So keeping that in mind, what we're going to do now, sort of like we just brainstormed about society impacts, I want you to keep the big idea in mind, which is tracking, locating, and investigating locations. Junior, head up, please. I need you guys to come up with 5 questions that interest you, that we could explore using our big idea and the concept transformations. So I'm going to give you 1 minute by yourself first to brainstorm, and then you're going to talk again as a table. You're going to come up with 1, okay? I'll explain more about that after you guys brainstorm. So again, my example was, the question I wanted to know more about was, can we use our smartphones to find latitudes and longitudes? But again, you guys need to come up with a question that we could investigate. Okay? So I am going to start the timer. You guys have 1 minute to brainstorm by yourself. No talking, go. And you need to write them down on that paper in front of you. That will be number 2. So go ahead and jot them down before you forget. So it's going to be right there on number 2, if you guys could write it down. Yeah, that top one, we skipped over it. And it's going to be right there. So what are some questions or projects that we could do that has to do with transformations, coordinate grids, geocaching really, GPS? What's a project idea that we could do, but you need to state it as a question? Do you want another minute for yourself? Or do you want to, okay, we'll do 1 more minute for yourself, and then we'll talk with our group. We're going to actually write it right here. Those are going to be for our guiding questions. We skipped one. What'd you get? What does it say? What does that mean? For what? I think you...
Geocaching, kind of.
Okay, so let's rephrase that into something, like rewrite our question. If you want geocaching to be in there and you want graphing to be in there, let's rephrase it so that we're asking a question. Because which graph it is could mean anything, like the best type of graph, line graph, histograms, but that doesn't have anything to do with the coordinate grid graph, okay? So rephrase that question. Okay, so now I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, okay? This time, after you're done brainstorming, after I set the clock, you guys are going to choose 1 out of all of your table, and what you're going to do is you are going to click on, you see this screen right here? You're going to click on this link, and it's going to take you, it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. You just write your name in, and then you're going to type in your question. So maybe I want to know, can we use GPS to investigate locations? And then you're going to submit it, okay? Maybe, okay? So I'm going to work on that, and you guys are going to, let me give you 5 minutes to talk with your groups. Okay, go.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, so something you said that tells you where it came from. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Any other ideas?
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, if
Yes.
you're in like house arrest or something, like, what if you like go outside and like play and like that's how like the problem?
How much would the microchip in the dog's ear usually cost?
I think it was like $90 or something like that.
Is there like, do you think there's like ones on the internet that are cheaper?
Really?
I'm asking.
Oh, probably. I feel like you can always find something cheaper on the internet. Sorry.
I was thinking for a project we could buy one for a class, like as a class microchip,
And then what to?
take it to different places, like the park.
Well, I like your idea. So actually, listen to this. So I bought something called a travel bug, and it's something they use for geocaching. And what you do is you register it online. It's kind of like a tracking device, and you drop it off over the park. You geocache though, right? So you know what this is, right? And what it does is we're going to log in, because I'm going to take you there in 2 weeks. We're going to log in and say that this is the founders, and we're going to drop it off over there in one of the geocaches, hoping that someone takes it to another one. And then we're going to get on every week and see where our travel bug has gone. And that could last forever, you know what I mean? Like even 5 years. I know. So that's what we're going to try to investigate and locate. So that's actually a good one. You can actually put that on there. Is there something that we can track as a class? I mean, I think that would be a great essential question.
Is that since I've had, that's not exactly like specific, but last year when I dressed that Hot Topic that has a thing on it that when you walk out the door it beeps. Well, they didn't take it off and it didn't work, but when we went over to another store it worked. So I was wondering if there was something where it tells you where it came from.
But that's a good
So, like the original,
Like where you originally got it.
That's a good I mean, that's a
that would be a great thing to research. I don't know the answer, but since we don't know the answer, I mean, we could put that down as something that we could learn more about. Yeah, that's great. That's thinking.
Since I've had like experience with that, I'm like, I remember that because we had to go home and cut it off.
Oh, like those so it has something to do with sensors.
The sensors.
Yeah. I don't know, unless you're talking about like serial numbers or something like
That's what
on.
I originally remember.
Yeah. I think that's a great question to write down because I don't know the answer, you don't know the answer, but it's something that we could investigate a little bit more. Okay, awesome.
It's scary that it says your name.
It's not scary because you just put it in there.
Did it work for you guys? Yeah. Because it wasn't working for me a second ago. I'll go see.
It doesn't like you.
I know. So is this your question?
It doesn't like you,
Can we
I
use
know.
GPS to go to the moon? I think we do.
Wait, what is that?
This is a microphone for that camera.
Okay.
So they can actually hear you right now. Say hi. Just kidding. Wave.
Hi.
I'm just kidding, don't really. So how about we also add another question because I think that, well, we probably do that already. That's how we actually navigate to the moon. But let's think of something, because it's a great idea, but let's think of something that we can actually do. I mean, unfortunately, we can't go to the moon as a classroom. Astronauts can, and that's awesome. But what is something that we can do in our classroom that's actually measurable? You know what I mean? I can't measure if we can go to the moon because I can't get there. But something that we could do here in class. Maybe we could rephrase it to, can we use a GPS to go, and then somewhere we can actually go. Okay, Oh, it's back. Okay. So at this moment, I know you guys have had a chance to do some conversations, but what I need you guys to do, make sure you're on the essential question, and then if you could click that link here. Make sure that it's refreshed because I changed the link. Click on that link, and then I'd like for you guys to enter your ideas. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather all your ideas, and this weekend I'm going to just see if there's any. Wait, I'm not done talking yet. See if there's any ideas that are kind of the same, and pull ideas together. Okay? And then I will make up a challenge for you guys in a project, and I'll introduce what it is on Monday. It's going to be pretty exciting, okay? So take like 3 minutes. You can put 2 in there if you want. You can put 3 in there if you want. I don't mind. But put your question in that discussion board.
No, don't
Is
put
that
mine.
specific enough to where you'll know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Okay? And make sure that it gets in there so that I can have access to it.
What is that?
That's scary. I don't like that.
What?
You can see it.
Well, that's so we can all see it, you know, as a class. It's not scary. It's not scary. Hey guys, I don't care if you put 3, 4, or 5 in there if it's a good idea. If you want your voice heard, because that's what I'm going to look at, and if you don't put it on there, I won't know. So how do you find a diamond without the case? I'll tell you that. Whose question was that?
That was mine.
So my diamond right there, if you put this on a microscope, there is an actual serial number. It's so small, but it's like carved on the diamond in my ring. And I know, and they have microchips so small that if I wanted to, if I had enough money to, I could actually put a tracker in my ring, and then I could find it wherever. But yeah, I was
Steal that.
I was amazed though when I took it to the jeweler to get it appraised. They just to make sure that it was my diamond, that I didn't steal it. They looked at the serial number first. Crazy. So what'd you guys put in?
We're waiting.
You don't have anything down. Okay, you need to have some things down. You don't have any ideas down.
This is where we put
Yeah, that's essential questions. Yep. What does a GPS? You know what a GPS does. But let's make it like a challenge.
Can the GPS find a GPS?
Yes. So that could be one of your questions, like how do GPS receivers communicate with each other? Okay, because if I have one and you have one and we're looking for each other, they actually do communicate. So let's rephrase that into a question we could actually use for our project.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
It was that one you were just saying, how do they like communicate or something? Like how do the GPS communicate?
How did GPS receivers communicate with each other? Good, I like it. What are you guys putting in there?
So, well, we're trying to get it to load first.
It won't load.
It keeps going.
It opened up and then like it quit.
I've had problems. Yeah, I can't get it. Like always.
Hold on. If you guys opened it up to this and you didn't refresh it from the last class, it wouldn't be on there.
So I need to do that with yours.
Yeah, if you want it, and then it probably will work after that.
How does the GPS pinpoint your exact location?
I'm sorry?
How does the GPS pinpoint your exact location?
How does a GPS what?
Pinpoint your exact location.
Pinpoint, yeah, I like that. Okay, I need everyone to pause for a second. There were a couple of you or a couple groups that didn't get to put theirs into this, so let me just put it in from up here. So if you could quietly, I know Mackenzie, what were we saying over there? Because we couldn't put that up here. How does a GPS pinpoint your exact location? Good. What's the next one?
You typed in the name.
I typed what?
You typed in the name. You put in your name, so,
Oh. Pin. Gotta love technology. Good. Did it work? Okay. I think the site's down because it did that a second ago. So do me a favor. I'll take the ones you've already submitted. Please star 1 or 2 or 3, Junior.